I think most of the today sessions and things are covered with and focused on the AI. So then I also focus that AI and bring that support into our test automation effort. So consider our products, so then bring that one, so then protect our product quality. Okay, so before starting the main goal, that AI integration things, I would like to highlight some points actually with our experience. So yes, that I mean before moving to AI things, let's get idea about what test automation and why we need that, it's important. Okay. So yes, the first one I want to highlight that the manual and test automation differentiate. So I know that you really know about that the plane. So especially just get a example. So on-prem release things. So yes, of course. So we are implementing kind of a bunch of new features as well as we do some bug fixes. So then we are sending a new release version to production. And yes, so in that manner, just you are the developer, so you have to worry about that your feature implementation and also that the test, as well as with the limited resources we have to worry about that documentation as well. No? Yes. So when it comes to that new feature, you have to worry about that your product, your code quality, and as well as that the end user scenarios is working as well. That means the end goal is success, and then also you have to worry about the existing features will not break with your feature. So then they are comparing with some other single kind of services. So our domain are really complex one. So then we have to worry about number of things we have to worry. So then I think you have some idea about why and what that much of important of that test automation. It's okay. And then it definitely, so you have a kind of a test automation, definitely it will save our time. But I think we already have a kind of a good coverage of unit test as well as integration test. But still we have some bugs. So the reason is, guys, yes, we can say I'm not saying that we don't have much kind of automation. So, but why again I'm questioning that? Why still we have bugs? The thing is that, guys, writing many test cases, it's not a kind of we cannot say it's a quality test automation collection or quality test automation suite, because if it is a good one, if good automation collection, good test automation, so then it should be, first thing is, it should be fast, it should be stable, it should be reliable. Also, it should be covered that high risk flows. That's the matter we missed. So then in each point, just consider that high risk flows, and also your automation should be captured and catch the real bugs. Okay, so then I think you have some idea about why important that one. This is a kind of things I want to highlight more, because so some of you already have heard about that test pyramid. Guys, this is an old one. Yes, especially comparing like our complex product like us, and also then microservices. So this old one is not suitable for them again, because that mainly focused on the code coverage. That means it required the number of unit tests. Yes, of course it will worry about your code coverage, and then again integration, and somehow that it will test as well. But the latest one is this test diamond. Yes, of course. Why? Because it mainly focuses, it's high prioritized that API level. API level means our business scenarios. So the business layer. So again, I will get one example that on-prem release. So on-prem release time, so we have to do many things. So, and one of the critical thing is that migration. I think, yes, of course, you have some experience with that one. So we have a number of customers, and also they use their several kind of combination of databases, and we have to worry about that their use cases, and also we have to especially worry about that the data. So the existing data should be worked as it is with the latest version. But considering all of our customers, we can't get the clear idea about all the test cases. So then we have some kind of end user scenarios, but we know our business. So then we have a clear idea about our backend things. So, and then we can really worry about the API level things. And so it's really easy to automate those things, and just we have to worry about the status and then the response. So just keeping a kind of a good quality amount of API test suite. So definitely we will have a good confidence about our product and our release. So that's why I highlight that diamond things, and also it's really fast. So consider that like 100 of E2E level, UI level test cases execution. So it will take around maybe 30 minutes or around sometimes maybe 1 hour. But if it is 100 API test cases, we can execute within a few minutes. So then, yes, of course, that API test cases, it's really matter. And then I mentioned that, yes, the test automation is really matter, of course. And then also, so what are the things we have to worry about? So yes, of course. But the thing is that with this test automation effort, do we have that challenges? Yes, of course we have. Because no matter unit and integration level testing, yes, of course we can do, and we can automate. Yes, of course, that also kind of there are some difficulties, but comparing that E2E UI level test automation, it's a bit easy. Yes, so we are most of the time we use kind of a third party or some other test automation framework to do our test automation in UI test automation. So in that case, we have to learn that framework, and we have to align with that. We have to learn those syntax, everything. So that it's a kind of bit hard. And then again, complexity, yes, of course, that it's most of that E2E level based test automation frameworks are rely on that browser level. So then we have to align, we have to worry about that, the slowness and everything we have to, yeah. Another thing is that the maintenance. Sometimes maybe the maintenance things will take a more time comparing with the implementation. Yes. The final result, then again, if we miss something, there may be customer surprises in the production. So then again, the pain. So what to do? So then, however, we know that automation is essential, but there are some challenges, then we have to overcome those things. In that case, it's really good if we can get some kind of a support. So yes, in that manner, we can get some support from AI. Yes, so in this manner, so then I focus on that the E2E and the API level. So I know that you all are familiar with the LLM and those kind of things. So then you can cover your unit and integration level. But I'll share something with what we can do with that, the E2E level and the API level automation. So let's see. Again, I'm asking that. So will this AI will enhance or evolve that test-based things and test? Will it help? So Of course, yes, because I no need to explain those things because I think you already have experience with LLM, MCP, kind of those things. Yes. So the same effort, same support, we can get to that automation as well. So you just need to give a simple prompt and then it will understand that. So then it will generate a test cases. It's simple. And also, if there's a test failure in any kind of a test framework, you just copy paste it. Yes, of course, it will provide some kind of effective test solution. And then also in root cause analysis and those things, so yeah, we can gain, of course, we can get a good help with that AI support. Okay. So, in the current industry, there are several test automation frameworks they have inbuilt with AI support. So, but there are two frameworks. They are actually playing some high-level demand. So then, the one is that Cypress. I think you may already familiar with that one because we in our cloud-based solution we are using Cypress. We are using Cypress in our E2 automation. Then again, the new one, the Playwright. Playwright, it's developed by Microsoft, and recently it introduced its own MCP, and also it, I think 1 month back or something, so it introduced kind of a AI agents as well. So in this, using these both tools, we can simply automate our test cases, especially E2 level test cases. And beyond those two, there are many test automation framework, as I say. So especially, so I think this list, the Postman. So Postman, guys, see there are many AI support things. You can simply just give a prompt and it will automate your test cases. And not only that, so you can just simply import your YAML. So then it will give a collection of, maybe it's a positive, negative, any collection of test, API test, it will support. So, but the thing is that, so there are limited access with the pre-account. So, if you use this, you can have a paid one. And others are, yes, of course. The last one is recently introduced. So, but that it's not kind of much famous, but it really depends on the full AI, I think. So maybe in future we can use. Okay, then let's come to our product. So simply, so we can integrate that AI support and generate execution. Then again, we can, we have a confident and then we can send it to production. So with complete AI support, test. Okay, so as I said that there are two frameworks, they are playing up really well. So then I will do this simple demo with the first one with the Cypress, another one with the Playwright. So then I use Cypress to automate the kind of our API use case. There, yes, my flow will be kind of a deploying a simple API. Actually, it's not a kind of a E2E level test use case, but I'll show how we can do that. So then you can get an idea. So you can use those things with your test automation things. Yes, that API service running on my screen. So then I'll do the demo with that one. So I already installed that Cypress. So this is a kind of a simple structure of the framework. So I didn't add much more, just add a simple one. So this is the way how we can written the test with the Cypress syntax. So just it's go to the publisher, then it's at here it's covered the login flow, and then it will click on that the REST API link. Then again, it will deploy a sample one, and then it will validate. So the same thing we can do with the AI support. Cypress have a defined AI, that the method called Cyprompt. This Cyprompt here, so within, you know that we have to define that test suite with the describe block. So this is one. So then again, within we use that define the test cases wise, we use that Cypress syntax called it. But then again, within that, we use that the Cypress method called Cyprompt. So this is our test cases. So simply we are saying that visit and then type the admin in user. There's no any locators I mentioned here. So simple way, simple prompt, simple plain text, I explain those things. So let's see what will happen, and then I will explain how it works. This feature, currently it's only support with the headed mode, not a headless mode. So we have to go with headed mode. This is a Cypress test runner. So I'll select the test case. Wait a second. Oh yeah. Wait. Sorry, I already added one and I didn't delete that one. So this is the empty one. So then I'll rerun it. Okay, so that's it. All tests are passed. So then you can see that with the plain text, we can automate those things. So simply what happens is, once you give this kind of a simple text, Cypress will implement their own Cypress syntax based test cases. Then again, it will execute. So there are two things it's really matter with this Cypress. The one is that if you are using that Cypress prompt, then you have to use Cypress Cloud. You have to integrate with Cypress Cloud, because that is their business, guys. So then they are asking us to integrate that. We don't need to do anything, but just we have to integrate that one. So, and the other important thing is, this feature is still in experimental mode. So then we have to add a simple configuration in the Cypress configuration. This one, experimental prompt command. That's it. So you can see, I just add these things and it will run the test. So no need to worry about the elements, test IDs, and the syntax, anything. Yes. Okay. And yes, I already said that this feature is currently supporting headed mode. So if we get that headless, that means we have to execute our test in that CI/CD manner. So in that case, there's a capability we can copy that the exact Cypress syntax based test. That means Cypress will generate Cypress syntax based test as well according to our prompt. So then we can copy and we can use this, or else if your test is executing in the locally, so then you can simply use that the plain text one or else this one. Okay, that's it. That is about the Cypress one. So I'll do the one other example with the Playwright. So there I'll use that the identity server use case. So that scenario is you created user and group creation one and then validate that flow. So the Playwright, so as I said, Playwright is it's owned by Microsoft. So it recently introduced that their MCP server, as well as that there are 3 agents. The MCP kind of, I think you may know about that, the MCP things, and I'm not explain those things, but there's a kind of a specialty in Playwright MCPs, guys. So just imagine you are giving some prompt to the LLM. So then this LLM will understand what you want to generate. So imagine that use case like you are asking that give me a Playwright test cases for the automate that the WSO2 login window using Playwright MCP. So then the LLM will understand that what you want, but LLM cannot access the browser behavior. LLM don't know about our website, what is there, those kind of things. LLM don't have idea. So then LLM will connect with the MCP, that the bridge. So then that Playwright MCP will call to the Playwright browser. Then Playwright browser will give us a accessibility tree. This accessibility tree means it's a kind of a simplified and filtered DOM. So then it's kind of like a map. So then again that the browser will send it to the MCP then it's passed to that LLM. So then LLM know that you need, and also LLM know about that what is the UI component, how it's there. So likewise, so until your expected case completes, so that communication is happening. So then it will generate a kind of a Playwright test. So simply you can integrate any LLM is supporting with that MCP. So then you can connect that Playwright MCP as well. And then the agent is a kind of different. So with the help of MCP, we can add those agents into our test. I'll explain this with Playwright, their website. So there are three agents actually. So the first one is the planner, and then generator, then the healer. These 3 are actually connected. That the planner agent is for the generate test cases, and then the generator agent will execute your test case, and then the healer one is a kind of a superb one. If there's any test failure, so then we can ask it to fix those things. So you can integrate this agents with either VS Code or Cloud, or maybe you can use the open code. But the thing is, guys, this also the recently introduced one, and this also the support with Node. So, but Playwright support with multiple language like Python, Go, C#, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, yeah, these kind of programming language. But that MCP and agent will support with Node. So I think maybe they will introduce this with in future in other language as well. But for now we have to use with Node. So we just need to copy this one, and then yeah. So this is a very simple. I just installed this one. I just installed the Playwright. So I'm not doing the demo for the installation purpose. So then yes, I just installed, and I'll show that how we can initiate and integrate that the AI agent things. That's it. So then Playwright there. This is the guy. So it will generate a kind of a JSON file. The JSON file that it will include some kind of Playwright specific things. So these agents here in your chat box. So then you can see these three agents listed in here that drop down. So with the help of those agents, we can generate test cases, and then we can execute them, and then we can get the test result as well. So one other thing is that once we install the Playwright agents, it will create a kind of a test file. It's called seed spec file. So that seed this is a kind of a prerequisite file, because we know that, so when we design in some test cases, there are some prerequisites. So to log in kind of, we're just imagining we are just automate the IAM console-based user creation things. So before that, as a user prerequisite, we are asking that admin credentials, because admin should log into console, then again do the other steps. So likewise, this seed file is the prerequisite file. So usually, so we just keep some URL with URL navigation and those things consider as the prerequisite. So so my demo is based on that IAM solution, so IAM console and user creation. So then I already added one Playwright test for this one for the login to console testings, and I'll add this as my prerequisite one. Okay, then now the first thing is the test planner. So we generate our test cases. Let's see how it happens. I select this one. So you have to select that the seed file as well, because it's a prerequisite. So I already defined one prompt. So then this prompt is like that: generate a Playwright test cases for the WSO2 identity server, validate user creation using console. It will ask some prompts, so then oh sorry, I missed to restart my identity server latest version is up and running now. And one other thing, you have to consider that the Playwright tools already selected, that the Playwright tools will, once we initialize that the Playwright agent, these tools will be added to here. it will take some time comparing with Cypress. I just click on that the allow one things with in this demo. So, but when you are generating, just make sure that whether you need or not. It's already added some users and really sorry about that the delay. So then until it generate that the test cases, so you can see under that the GitHub folder, so it will already that the agent folder is created. So within there that the relevant MD files are created. So these MD files contain kind of a descriptive and then the tools which are it's using, and then again so the descriptions about that the things what we do, then again how should the test cases should be generated, that kind of a instruction is there. So this will automatically generate it, but the easiness is that so if you want to modify those things, actually yes, of course there are capabilities to modify those things. test plan is generated. So you can see this one. So there are many, actually I think it's possible, most of the possible test cases already generated. That's single user creation. Then user creation with the group assignment. Then also that the create user with the invitation and the username validation. There are several test cases. So if we are not limited with kind of our prompt is not limited within some kind of a rules and limit. So then that will generate as possible much the use cases, but going through that that product. So I think yes, of course. So then I think when you are developing, especially so implementing the test cases, so then test case generation, so definitely you can get the help from Playwright. I believe that one. Okay. So then again, I'll select one and I'll execute one. So there, to execute those things, I'll select that the Playwright test generator agent, and then I'll ask it to. So it should be generate a Playwright test for that use case. We have that test plan we already have. So then we use this agent for the test case generation, Playwright test. So again, so then yes, this will generate test. Until that, so I think yes, of course you can use these kind of automation tools in your test implementation. So definitely it will save your time, and you can, yes, of course. So we have a kind of a good amount and quality test automation collection. So definitely we have a good confidence. So then we can send our code and everything into production with the fully confident, and there won't be a kind of a any end user surprises will be there. So we can. These all things are done with the help of Playwright MCP. The one other important thing is that the comparing with the Cypress, Playwright, actually it's a fully free one. So there's one Azure service is there for the resulting purpose, but without that also we can use Playwright. It's actually full free open source product. So especially in whole test journey we can do in free. I know this, the first attempt will take some time, but once we done this, so we already have an automated test, so then we can execute those things. Just we no need to worry about the implementation. But I think you see that with Cypress, it's really fast, no? So then, but Playwright is, yes, of course, bit slow. Bit not bit, it's actually slow in the first attempt. So you can see the steps which there are 18 steps, so then it will automate all this. You can define your own, so either you can modify that the generated test plan as well. Okay, so then the time is limit, so then I'll stop this one. So I think you gain a kind of idea how we can integrate AI with our test automation, especially in test automation framework. So yes, so then I'll wind up my session. So then simply we just use two automation framework. We focus on that, the Cypress and then the Playwright. So Playwright we use that the simple plain text, and then we saw that we can generate the test plan as well as the generated test. Then again, I couldn't show that the healer agent. Healer agent mean if there's any test failure with that generated test case, no matter it's a generated one, if any other Playwright test also, so that will help us to fix those things in a test manner. So then it will help. So yes, so then. Yes, the final thing is that, I think that if we have a good automation test suite, so I said it previously as well, so then, yes, of course, we have a full confidence, so then there's no any end user surprises, so then, yes, of course, our product is working as well, so then our product qualities, we have a good, perfect product quality, so then you have some more time in your coding, and then automation, those things will be worry about that we can let the AI do those things, so then you can gain a better sleep. So finally, so yes, so that's what I want to share with you guys. So then, yes, thank you. So.